If you think this relationship is complicated, welcome to the roller coaster of love. He missed his boyfriend's disheartened and self-doubting gaze, nor grasped the rejection's meaning. Sayasha only knew they'd have a 4-year long-distance relationship, unlike their high school days. Tears streaming, Sayasha face parting. Jin Jaein, concerned, asked out to cheer up. Then Sayasha proposed 2 love rules. She hoped Jin Jaein could reply to her feelings from time to time and that he would guard their love like a talisman, resisting the temptations of Tokyo. But she naively thought these demands would keep her boyfriend in line, believing true love could endure distance and time. She was unaware that many couples split up due to long-distance relationships. During his 6 months in Tokyo, Jin Jaein didn't meet any women, nor did he reply to Sayasha's letters. During these tough times, Jin Jaein felt gloomy, alone without his girlfriend, while friends changed partners weekly. The hardest was the memory of rejection. All of this replayed in Jin Jaein's mind, and amidst comparisons with friends, he began to wonder if Sayasha really loved him. This became his inner curse. The naturally introverted him turned even quieter until a dropped piece of lingerie changed his life completely, making him gradually bolder. Even with his girlfriend asleep, he dared sneak to the neighbors to test his skills. The soundproofing was excellent, maybe hire Tuber Rabbit to fix it. If Tuber Rabbit offers such soundproofing, it'd be great. They're reliable, with verifiable owner reviews and 3 free design plans. They check contract quotes, inspect construction quality, every step is supervised. To return his neighbor's lingerie, Jin Jaein carefully bagged it and hung it on the doorknob. As he turned to leave, the neighbor suddenly swung the door open and stared at Jin Jaein in confusion. Faced with this beautiful neighbor, Jin Jaein was momentarily dumbfounded. After a few seconds, she finally whispered her thoughts. Confirming it was her garment, Zainai warmly thanked him and introduced herself, even reaching out for a handshake with. During their first interaction, Jin Jaein didn't think much of it, but after the second meeting, he began to sense this woman's depth. She assumed Jin Jaein an innocent long-distance lover simply from seeing his girlfriend's letter. Realizing Zainai was joking, Jin Jaein couldn't help but think more. Maybe it was the rush of emotions that prompted him to finally write. He only wrote the start. Memories of rejection haunted him, so he gave up replying. Yet, Sayasha kept writing weekly. When her best friend found Sayasha got no reply, she said this communication method was unreliable. Sayasha said she didn't know when to get one. This waiting was truly torturous. Jin Jaein kept writing letters until one day when he returned home, he coincidentally encountered Zainai again. Zainai greeted him warmly, but Jin Jaein coldly responded. She sensed his inner fragility and took another approach to capture his heart. Zainai's affection was like a deep-seated pain, which stirred Jin Jaein's heart immensely. Her emotional ways created an irresistible allure for Jin Jaein. Yet, during their 4th meeting, Jin Jaein surprisingly saw Zainai kissing another man. That man, noticing Jin Jaein, introduced himself as Zainai's husband, Kitamu. He traveled often and was hardly home. Jin Jaein couldn't understand why Zainai, who was already married, would joke about him. He left in silence, turning away. Zainai kept probing Jin Jaein about whether he loved his girlfriend. This left Jin Jaein wavering. She herself wasn't sure if she still loved Sayasha. Timesale, Zainai opened the door, further testing Jin Jaein's limits, driven by desire for the unknown or curiosity after rejection. In the end, Jin Jaein couldn't resist the temptation, but what they didn't know was that Kitamu had already installed listening devices at home, monitoring their every move. When Kitamu saw Zainai again, he pretended not to know. Sayasha, having no reply from Jin Jaein, went to Tokyo to find him, crushing on the neighbor. The beautiful neighbor planned to capture her, a rather exaggerated yet effective way to express feelings. Soon enough, Zainai got her wish. But afterwards, Jin Jaein felt a twinge of regret as he recalled Sayasha and their original promises. Jin Jaein turned down Zainai's coffee, quickly dressing and leaving. Besides regret, guilt washed over him as he rinsed his body repeatedly. He thought that would ease his conscience. Just after he finished showering, a tapping sound from Zainai's wall gave the appearance signal. After an internal struggle, Jin Jaein couldn't resist knocking on Zainai's door. Knowing he was shy, Zainai took the initiative to pull him inside. Perhaps recalling the regrets of the morning and Sayasha, Jin Jaein hesitated to enter, but Zainai's one comment made him drop all second thoughts. At this moment, all guilt and burdens evaporated, replaced only by an intense longing for desire. Jin Jaein was so deeply immersed in Zainai's affection not just because of her charm and strategy, but also because of the rejection from Sayasha. For 6 years with Sayasha, they never crossed intimate boundaries. As they didn't enter the same university, Zainai proposed exploring their relationship. Eventually, she got scared and pulled away from Jin Jaein. Sayasha's best friend, after learning about the situation, couldn't help but exclaim that they were indeed unique. Her friend advised Xiaoxiao about the precarious nature of long-distance relationships, stating that many couples ultimately fell victim to distance. Although she claimed to believe in Jinjian, a sense of unease lingered within. While Xiaoxiao was worried about their relationship, Jinjian was at the supermarket buying a small umbrella with Sinai, coincidentally witnessed by a classmate, Mukun, who whipped out his phone to film the entire scene. Next day, Mukun sought Jinjian out, teasingly hoping he'd admit to being a bad boy. Jinjian was ready to play tough when Mukun whipped out last night's evidence. Moreover, being with such a beautiful girl would undoubtedly ignite feelings. I wouldn't be in a much better position myself. You're far more embarrassing, that's the truth. I'm obviously worse. Ever since meeting Sinai, Jinjian hadn't even looked at Xiaoxiao's letters. Each letter went straight into the box, and he almost spent every night rolling around at Sinai's, indulging until neither wanted to stop. As they grew closer, Jinjian began caring for Sinai's life, only to learn she had been married to Kikitamu for years. Kikitamu bought her a big house and sent a generous allowance every month, but their time together was counting on one hand. Subtitles: every time Kikitamu came back from a business trip, Sinai would only return home to help him pack up and organize his luggage. After several years of this lifestyle, they seemed to have become mere strangers. Jinjian couldn't comprehend why, given that better circumstances were available.